Hello everyone, back in the game again. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. This is Jazz Ratoon back online, and we'll be here to hopefully try to finish Wani Gator. Yeah, I'm surprised how actually long this game is. I mean, long based on how long it takes me to talk throughout the game. So let us get back into it. I've been enjoying this visual novel. It's easily one of my favorites. It's easily to me one of the best visual novels I've read. I haven't read too many visual novels, but this one's probably the one I have the most fondest memories of. So let's get back into it. Yeah, I was looking at. Yep, back here. Hey, it's Olivia. And friend. Olivia stiffens in her chair. Oh, hey, Mia. Olivia's words are a hiss as she tries to face away from the crimson-scaled girl. Her hand shakingly strained against the wheels of her chair, slowly turning to it. Got a couple of questions to ask you, Olivia. Would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't mind. The parasol solders up from the sway of her hips and pushes me aside as she takes Olivia's rein from me. What the hell? You're insane if you think we're going with you anywhere. What the hell? You're insane if you think we're going with you anywhere. We? She looks down at Olivia and back at me. We? He's funny. We're just going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed. Sorry. You're up for that, right, Liv? She puts a hand on her shoulders and cocks an eyebrow back at me like she knows something. So yeah, we'll be just a moment. Don't worry about that pretty little head of yours. I left gawky and confused as the two head off in another direction. I know she's up to something. I'm confused. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the parasol, wheeling her way. A part of me wants to give chase, but the side-eye that Mia sends back at me forced me to stop. I feel useless. I watch the two turn the corner. My thoughts of what to do, going after the pair, are betrayed when my body's still frozen by the icy glare of Mia. Damn it, I'll just go to class and ask what this was all about later. By the time I get to Mr. Prockley's history class, I'm half expecting to find Olivia already waiting for me, some kind of remark primed and ready to be spoken to me. But instead she isn't there. I reluctantly take my seat, tapping my foot impatiently. Even when the bell comes and goes, there's still no sign of her. Shit. I should never let Olivia go alone with her. What the hell was I thinking? I really don't know. I really don't want to cut class, but I couldn't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope. I can't sit and do nothing. I shoot my hand up into the air, causing Miss Prockley to pause mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Nito? Miss Prockley, can I please be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because I... shut myself. Fuck. I'm halfway out the door already. Where did they go? There's not a soul to be found anywhere. If I were a bitch, where would I harass somebody in secret? Shoot, whatever's between them, I hope isn't turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't, would she? My hands clench tighter and tighter as I focus on walking faster. Finally something snaps me out of my trance. The faint sound of squeaking metal. I heard that sound before. I turned towards the source just beyond the door of a nearby classroom. Judging on the paraphernalia covering the door, I think this is the algebra room. I grabbed the handle hastily for a door open, praying I'm not about to rudely interrupt the teacher for the second time today. Looks shit, how am I? Should be happy it's done. Two heads turned to me in a mix of anger and surprise. And they're the heads of the girls I was looking for. It's like a sudden freeway standoff. I was definitely not intended to be a factor in whatever this is. I really shouldn't have thought of that before barging in. Thanks, Raptor. He's okay. What the fuck are you doing here? I should ask you two the same question. Oh my god, look, Baldy, now's not the time. Don't talk to him like that. Yeah, or what? I told you not to be followed. You were there when we left. He just heard you screaming like a maniac. I've been forgotten already. Hey! Were you two in the empty classroom yelling at each other? The two fall definitely silent, unwilling or able to speak. I notice a piece of paper in Mia's hand. It looks like something's drawn on it. The style is different, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's works. Mia, why do you have her drawing? The parasol stops blinking for a few seconds before shoving the paper in her jacket. Before I can question any further, Olivia speaks up. Inko, why did you come here? You seemed like you were in trouble. How touching. Well, we're all in trouble now. Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, fill him in. What's the big issue? Olivia claws at her armrests again. She looks ready to cry. Hey, where all your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what you'll think? Shut up. Fine, precious. Fine, I'll say it. Mia turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about what this prick did during the yearbook arts contest. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give two shits. But then it hit me. Holy shit, she can just get away with it. How crazy is that? She pauses, goading me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shark smelling blood, she turns, starting to circle me, continuing her taunts. Then one thing leads to another. Now we're helping each other out. After all, the school found out it would have left a permanent mark on our unemployment ass. What? Yours too, probably, since you're all involved and all. My teeth creaked painfully with my clenched jaw, and yet the blood drained my face. I'm talking about her record, you mouth breather. Art's her big break, right? Skipping a whole rigmarole. The gist of it's simple. So Olivia draws up some BS group projects for me and some friends of mine, turns them in, and I make sure the whole internet goes away. I managed to earn back some of my feelings in my conscience, just long enough to defy her. But that's blackmail and cheating. That's wrong. Oh my god, that's fucking precious. Mia blinks a few times before turning to me at Olivia and back at me and then back at Olivia. What, are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made a pinky swear she would never do anything like that again. She leans close to me, Forks whispering, Well, sorry to break the news, Inko, but your friend here is a liar. Don't listen, I wouldn't be. She was threatening me. Threatening. Honey, if you were swapped, you'd see my ass hang. All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you tried to get away with cheating. You'd think a cripple like you would have more shame than that. I watch Olivia's eyes start twitching. Mia really starting to get to her. I can't let her keep talking to her like that. Mia, just stop it, okay? She really doesn't need us right now. Can't you both just walk away and pretend this never happened? Shit, Inko, you're good. Haha, hear that? You hear that, Olivia? Wait, but I didn't mean... Olivia is staring at me with a look of betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. God damn it, why can't I stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, turning to face her target once more. I bet you'd love to walk away from this, but things don't just work out that way, do they? So that's why you didn't want Inko to know you're still a dirty cheater. Shut up! Oh, relax, not a big deal. No, I'm sick of this. You already admitted it. Art's my big break. You're only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing if we get caught. It's Tuesday for you. But me, it's all I have. You're embarrassing yourself. You know I can't lift or run or carry or dance or fucking anything you do on a daily basis without even thinking about it. I can't even do anything else because of these fucking legs and this fucking chair. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw for God's sake. Mia rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. That's a nice outburst and all, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this. Olivia wipes her eyes with her sleeve. What? Mia takes another step forward. Think, handbag. Would I really go for the trouble of making you do this junk for middling grades? If your work were crap, you wouldn't have a record to hold over you. Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place. You're just a retard at it. You're just a retard about it. Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no words come out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you. So let me be the first to say, congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. Anyways, Inko. Oh crap. Distractions aside, you are in on it too. You're in it now too. You don't want Olivia to starve now, would you? Her words, not mine. Say a damn word about any of this, and she's doomed. Do you understand me? I try to muster up words of defiance, but past Mia's stare of death, I spot Olivia's horrified expression. Hello, Bodie. I'm waiting for your answer, Skinny. I honestly don't know what to say or do in a situation. No. Excuse me. Let me think this over, Olivia. Think this over, you dense or something? This is a simple yes or no question. You can't seriously frickin'. Mia pinches the nose of her snout and lets out a tired sigh. Fine. The two of you talk it over and reach some kind of resolution. But I don't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inko. Don't say I don't do nothing nice. But think carefully, amigo. You both got a hell of a lot more to lose than I do. Mia only gives me and Olivia one final glance before unceremoniously leaving the room. It takes me a bit to recover my thoughts. I never thought Mia would go this far. And Olivia right now, she must be... I stand up from the floor, slowly approaching the elevator. She looks like a mess. Why did you have to come here? I'm sorry. I was just so worried about what Mia could be doing to you, and I want to make sure you're alright. Olivia grips her armrest. I was alright. I had it handled with Mia. But to basically be a slave, doing all of her work? Not all of it. Just whatever she needs to pass. I'll take the seat next to her. there. She threatened me that she'd go to Scalar and spill everything. The Scalar knew that I swapped the art. She knew that it was with you. I couldn't let her do that to us. So I got desperate. I told her I'd do anything she wanted. That's how I got mixed up with her. I let out a deep and heavy sigh. Olivia, I can understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I came in. Even when you were doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more importantly, you, like garbage. My words ripped through the Gator girl's fragile heart, her face contorting in a fierce snarl, even as her eyes grow wet. You are miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me, her face scrunching up as tears well up in her eyes. I don't know what to do. I don't even know I can trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia has a noose around both our necks. The Gator situation settles in. It feels like something in me is both frozen over and ablaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regain some fire as she smiles. I'll just have to tough it out. I'll keep making art to shut her up until this whole stupid thing can blow over. She's been going through this for so long, and she's still, that's just, I'm out of options, and so is she. I just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Why not tell Scalar about what Mia's making you do? Why not tell Scalar about what Mia's making you do? Scalar, are you out of your mind? You saw how she handles things around here, especially with her auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right, okay. Ida Khan. For a split second, I can see her mask crack. Her real worry evident in those silver eyes shaking. No. Olivia makes a show of clearing her throat. Mr. Ida Khan doesn't need to hear this either. You know he'd be able to... I can do this on my own. Her balled up fists quake wildly after they slam onto her armrests, and the Gator girl does her best to hide her wince. I really don't think we can fix this if we're not going to work together. There's nothing to fix. I told you, I have it under control. Just please, Inko. I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. I do trust you. Her voice is softening, as if she's been fully drained now. I can handle it. I told you. Her fists unfurl and continue shaking. I take one of her hands, ignoring her indignant sputters as I delicately cradle it in my palm. Protest died down into a pained whine when my thumb ever so slightly presses down on a joint. All this time, you've been doing your best, Olivia. My soft words draw out, and even softer breath from her. Mia had me drawing for her group almost daily. It must hurt a lot after so long. Maybe it does. But it's nothing I can't work through. Why can't you trust me to help them? It's not that I don't trust you, Inko. It's that I did trust everyone else. So please, stop asking about fixing me. Or fixing things, I mean. Is that what this is about? Olivia's burning at this point. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hand still shaking. She's on the point that either of us alone can handle. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes her hand back and settles against her chest. I hook a nearby chair leg for my foot and drag the seat closer. Close enough I can sit down right next to the baryonyx. Inko. I find that being next to her is like this makes it easier for me for what I'm about to say. I breathe in and out. Me in the eyes once more. I speak my honest thoughts. Mr. Ayada Khan can help Olivia. Her teeth grinding together, as thought, as though contemplating mauling my face off. Please hear me out. I want to trust you, Inko. But I'm just scared that Ayada Khan would hate me forever for this. He's the only one that's ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. Look, we can get you out of this. Of course, Mr. Ayada Khan will understand, even go to bat for you. If you want to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have power over you. I can't just give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? You have nothing to lose. I have everything. Can you trust Ayada Khan? Will he really just let that happen? Mia has no reason to throw you under the bus. Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus, does he? Of course not. Mr. Ayada Khan is... He's the only teacher that's never given up on me. I'm here with you too. You're not alone, Olivia, but you need to accept our help. Please. Olivia looks me in the eye for a few seconds before sharply snapping her face downward. Her body then quivers, then begins to quiver, almost as if she trembles with a mixture of cold and fear. Olivia. I get up from my chair and reach out to grasp her shoulder, try to comfort her somewhat. It's okay. I'm here for you. Olivia's shaken lessens, giving me hope that my words were starting to reach her. But not 2 seconds after those thoughts crossed from my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once more. The shaking followed by sniffling, at which point I noticed the tears rolling down Olivia's snout and falling into her lap. Olive? Before I could finish her words, Olivia lunges forward and wraps her arms around my abdomen, bringing me forward and burying her face into my stomach. At which point she begins to let out what I can only describe as a pain-filled wail. At first, I'm left utterly frozen in place, hands raised and eyes widened. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for a situation such as this. No, Inko, you know what to do. I placed my other hand on Olivia's other shoulder, and slowly, taking a single knee, bringing me to eye level with her. Without saying another word, I tightened my embrace, allowing her arms to wrap around my neck, as I wrapped my arms around hers. My waist is pulled closer too, by her boa-like tail, that's become an impromptu belt harnessing me to the Gator girl. There's a distinct thumping on my chest, rhythmic and relaxing. The realization is that her heart sets my face ablaze. The realization that it's her heart sets my face ablaze, but also brings a smile to my lips. I close my eyes and let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. When we break apart, I check on our time limit. My phone says there's still 20 minutes before school's out. Hopefully Mr. Ayada Khan has a free period right now. You ready? Olivia gives a small nod. I get up and start towards the door. The door held open with the back of my shoe. I look back at her. As Olivia wheels over, she grunts with each push. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. Once she reaches me, Olivia gives me a very meaningful look. I thought I really don't get it. Intent till her tail wraps itself around my waist. Oh, right. Taking Olivia's reins for her, we start towards our art teacher's room in companionable silence. Man, I can't just wait. Man, I can't wait just to go home and relax. May open a bag of chips. Olivia's trembling has fallen to a 2 on the Richter scale. So that's nice. She's seen enough Mia to last a while. But again, so have I. She'll probably kill us if she saw us sneaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's nearly over. It's the first bit of quiet that we get. Just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Olivia grasps my wrist pretty hard. I guess she's still pretty tense. Say, maybe there's a message place around here. That'd be pretty nice right now. Wait a second, just the sound of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Something ancient wakens in me. An icy chill races down my spine as if there's a knife poised just behind my back. The Gator girl tenses, head stiffly turned. Her eyes slowly shift to mine, and their contraction to pinpricks bring attention to the danger my ancestral instincts are warning me of. Sup. You two trying to run and fight or flight. Reflexes kick in. Zero thought might end. My body chooses just to book it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh shit. Oh, we're screwed. Wham. For a moment, I wonder if the deafening noise of metal doors being hit is from Mia's punching in rage or accidentally slamming into it, chasing after us. When I catch you, I'll eviscerate you and every last thing you love. Fuck. The elevator finally begins its descent downwards. I exhale deeply. Olivia gasps for air. My arm stings from Olivia's razored grip. Good thing I have a jacket. Her claws have shredded the sleeve. I think it may have even drawn blood. I shake my arm a bit, and Olivia retracts her arms apologetically. Sorry. Oh God, are you okay? No, I'm not. What happened when we reached the bottom? Mia be waiting for us. Olivia removes the key from its slot. It won't open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reaches the bottom. Just as Olivia said, without the key, the outmoded chamber simply powers down. Silence. There's a small gap under the door letting in light. There's nobody there. We sit in the dark, empty chamber for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrap around my ankle, which thankfully won't rip my clothes apart. The phrase 7 minutes in heaven surfaces in my mind and is buried immediately. It's a bit warm in here. Shh. Heavy, rapid footsteps zone in on us, accompanied by the sound of ripping paper. Mia's destroying everything on the walls. You fuckers had better still be in there. If you cowards run away, so help me Raptor Jesus. She's right in front of the door. I can hear her heavy breathing and soft thuds as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. I try to stay as silent as possible, but I'm afraid that the homicidal parasol can Hear my heart hammering in my chest, in pants cramping horror. Mia, with no intention to vent her frustrations verbally, resorts to the next best thing. Physical therapy. We're surrounded by the sounds of ripping paper, dented lockers, and drywall fracturing. On the occasion, something hits the elevator door again. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear other voices, Mia drawing attention to herself. Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn? Find someone, quick. I fucking swear, I had it with that fucking luggage case on wheels. Good luck painting when you're eating through a straw, bitch legs. Crocker cunt. Jesus. She even said the word that we Aussies are known for. Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silence. What was that sound? Sounds like a series of sharp cracks. Hey, whoa, hey, it's all cool. It's not what it looks like. It's heard footsteps echo from down the hall. Is she gone? What the fuck could have scared Mia like that? There's a light knock on the elevator door. Hey, anyone in there? He sounds exhausted, but it's definitely Ayada Khan. By now my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia's relief is palpable and shared, my body feeling relaxed and practically melting against the wall of the tiny elevator. We're going to have to tell Ayada Khan. It's safe to come out, it's all clear. Well, it looks like my stick of dynamite went off out here. It looks like a stick of dynamite went off out here, but otherwise it's fine. I look at Olivia, who stares at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator but hesitates. I think our teacher's able to sense it, since his tired voice carries the weight of his worry. Everything will be okay, I promise. But she doesn't put it in, she just stares. You don't know that. Olivia whispers softly. I can barely make it out. God, please. Putting in that key and opening the door means telling Ayada Khan everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Nothing's a safe bet. Nothing can be for sure. She can't do nothing, and she can't do anything either. So she looks at me, as if I had the answer. The key is offered to me, delicately between two of her claws. I think Olivia should open the door. My hand cups hers, electing a small gasp from the girl. Even with the darkened lenses on my shades, I can make out her moon-silver eyes filled with all worries of this past month. Worries she endured because of our friendship, and possibly more. Inko. My fingers curl softly, pushing the key back in my palm. My lips move, but nothing comes out. But no sound comes out. He'll understand, Olivia. Even from my unspoken words or my confronting grip, Olivia is able to gather her courage. We share a simple nod, and her hand finally moves to the panel. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room shudders briefly before the metal door finally starts to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher, looking very haggard, his brow slick with sweat and holding some strange black rod. Olivia reels back at the sight of the odd baton. Thanks for saving us, Mr. Ayada Khan. Don't thank me just yet. I'm going to need an explanation for all of this. So is Principal Scaler, for that matter. He steps aside and motions us out to the elevator with the wave of the broad stick. Come along now. Give the janitor some time to take care of the mess. Holy shit, it looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water intended for fountains and toilets. A group of dinos in overalls round the corner, looking absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at them and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and I could feel the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back behind her head to the arm she had grabbed, and her fingers delicately loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight, but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurt, but she knew she didn't mean it. We look forward again, the door of Ida Khan's classroom. Olivia sighed, resigning herself to explaining everything to her teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the best part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Ida Khan. I grabbed Olivia's canteen and handed it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after and rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what our teacher was thinking. His brow was furrowed. His fingers steepled, and he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at the exhausted girl. I had a feeling something was going on, but to this extent. You should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned, but you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anybody would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your star, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away, and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. You knew. Why didn't you say anything? I wanted to come from you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna let you. After Jesus knows you would have had enough of that already. You two did well for yourselves, though I'm proud of that. All we did was run away from Mia. Mr. Ayadakan sighs. Not long after, he gently smiles at us. I'm kind of feeling that crackling noise must have been like one of them dinosaur shock batons. I mean, I guess maybe the school has it just in case some of the dinosaurs decide to get decide to get violent. That's what it sounded like. It must be like something similar to a taser, but a shock baton. But more like a shock baton from Jurassic World, that Owen from the Jurassic Park series. What matters is that you two found strength in each other and reached out for help. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from now on. From here on. From what we have on Mia now, we can justly watching her like a hawk from here on. Anybody else she was harassing ought to thank you. Are you sure she's actually going to get in trouble for this? At this point, we'd look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. That's a relief. Come on. You two can hunker here until school clears out. You sure? We're gonna stay after anyway. Like always anyways, right? You're gonna stay after like always anyways, right? Yeah. The loud it's the baton. The loud sound makes me stumble to the floor. Mr. Ayadakan. What? Whoops. Mr. Ayadakan looks at the device in his hand. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it with something written on it. S Tourist Protocol? What? Oh, okay. So it's not for like, so it's not for just aggression. Okay, so I didn't know it must have. I guess it must have happened at the school sometimes, so they have to resort to the baton, the taser. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way. With no care at all, Mr. Ida chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. With no care at all, Mr. Ida chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, alright? Alone, I sit near the back of the classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let out a sigh I've been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me, and surprisingly, she's smiling. You were right, Inko. I could trust him. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school lets out, we watch a crowd of students going home. I don't see Mia in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think despite all, Olivia's life is going to be just a bit easier after today. While students trickle out of the school, Olivia took the chance to unwind. I figured it'd be the best to let her rest, as I saw her drooping eyelids finally shut. She looked cute, just napping idly in her wheelchair, except for the weird bellowing. It was like a snore, except I could feel the vibrating on the floor. With the clouds hiding the sun and the classroom lights turned off, I could do some shut-eye too, but I couldn't put my eyes closed. Instead, I look out the window. The layer of clouds overhead steadily grows more dense, casting a darker shade on everything. Light droplets prick against the grass. Crap, I really should have brought my umbrella. As a few minutes go by, they roll in closer and closer, blocking the sunlight. If Olivia were awake, she'd think this was pretty neat. I look back at her. Maybe I could nap too. Just a little. What was that? Oh. My eyes are drawn upward to the heavy clouds in the sky. In moments, the glass of the window is assailed by numerous heavy droplets of rain. Holy moly. The trees outside are billowing almost aggressively. Several small branches are stripped away in the torrential downpour. An umbrella wouldn't help this. Huh? What? Phone's blaring an alarm. So is Olivia's. Instructions to shelter in place for several hours. The door is thrust open quickly. The classroom door is thrust open quickly. Mr. Ida is back, panting hard and clothes drenched. He takes some moments of surprise to compose himself as best he can. Sorry about that. The faculty is doing a sweep of campus right now. Apparently there's a monsoon scare right now. Monsoon? Does that happen here? Ida gestures to his drenched outfit and out the window, as if to ask if Mia had clocked me in the head if Mia had clocked me in the head after all. Right. Are you gonna be alright? Oh, of course. Schools are designed shelters for the worst disasters. If anything, you'd be safer here than at home. But the hallway outside is open, isn't it? I just finished putting up the cover. I just finished putting cover up. A cover. Just keep close to the wall. Yeah. What do we do now? Ida shakes his phone at us. Shelter in place. We're all stuck here for a few hours. Olivia reaches into her bag and pulls out her drawing book and a well-used pencil. Actually, why don't you use this time to catch up on some schoolwork? I'm sure you have some work from other classes still pending, and I can't think of a better time to tackle that than now. But today's been rough. I can't do this, I'll finish my nap instead. That's fine too, but you aren't falling behind grade-wise. But aren't you falling behind grade-wise in some of your other classes? Maybe. Fine, I'll catch up on some of that work. Ida Khan gives a single nod and smiles. Olivia puts down her drawing materials and instead pulls out her bulky mathematics book, which she sets on the table with more force than necessary, followed by her notebook. With some hesitation on her part, Olivia sets herself to work. Meanwhile, I bring myself closer to her in case she wants some help with the work. After a few minutes, it clears her mind and spirit. It's clear her mind and spirit isn't into the work one bit. She constantly fidgets, taps her pen on the table, and looks around the room and out the window. Eventually, she lets out a groan and slams her book shut. This sucks. Can I please do something else? Ida Khan, who's been busy himself with grading some paperwork, snaps up from his work, looking at Olivia while rubbing his chin. Well, there's one thing you can do to help out with. We'd need both your help with it. Could even consider it a new extra assignment. What do you say? I don't know, today's been pretty rough on Olivia. Absolutely, I'll do it. Alright. Wonderful, it's back here. He starts walking to the back of the room and waves for two of us to follow him. Well, something in the dark room. Oh man, I thought we wouldn't get to do anything in there until the last few weeks of the semester. Are we going to be getting a head start on this section? Maybe we'll be making prints or learning about C41 and Olivia's pregnant back. Quote of the cinematic Gannett. Gate. You're going too slow. Oops. I shut your excitement off and head into the dark room. Ida Khan holds the door open for two of us to enter. The inside glows a vibrant crimson light. Ida Khan's suit appears to light up in the red lights, so as does my shirt. It's only actually been in a dark room. I've actually been in a dark room once before. This is so cool. I clasp my hands together. So what are we developing? This is an important job just for you. Alright, I'm ready for it. What am I developing? Your lower back. There's a click of a switch and the red lights switch to normal lights and properly illuminate the room. There's boxes over there. I need one of each station around the room, but they're too heavy for me. If you can, of course. Legally, I can't make you do any of this. Do I at least get extra credit? You get one of the bags of chips I kept hidden in my desk. Fine. Nice. Come on, Olivia. We should clear the way for him. There's actually something in the box we'll need in a bit. The two move back to the entrance. I'm faced with a myriad of boxes I'll have to carry. Looks like there's about 10. They're pretty medium sized, like you could fit a table lamp in them. How heavy can they? Ugh. Thud. Lift up your knees, Inko. This is gonna suck. I look at Olivia. She already has her phone out and pointing my way. Damn it. I shift my legs and try again. I actually managed to get this thing off the ground. This must weigh at least 70 pounds. What have you loaded with? Bricks? Something like that. Careful, they're fragile. Finally, I get the last box in its place. I pick up a chair and collapse in a heap. My muscles are on fire. Though to be honest, I don't know if I could have done that. I don't know if I could have done all that at the beginning of the year. I guess I'm getting stronger. Ida Khan walks back into the dark room with a small black toolbox. Oh good, you are done. Come on out and take a breather. That looked tough. I'd rather stay here. Olivia shows up in the doorway behind Ida Khan. I'm surprised you didn't use the dolly. What dolly? That dolly. Before you get started with me, you didn't ask. Before you get started with me, Inko, you didn't ask. For the love of, I hate you. That's the spirit. Olivia stifles her laughter into a snickering snort fest. Your mood will improve when you see just what you've been carrying. Oh. He grabs a box cutter from a shelf and slices the top of one open. The teacher pulls out what looks like a large overhead lamp from the box. Oh sweet. So that means that you'll be making your own prints for midterms. That sounds awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to. Before any of that, these need to be assembled. The rest of the parts are taken from the first box and settled down meticulously. Olivia's gotten curious as she rolled up the station and handling one of the funnier looking pieces. Anywho, here you two go. Two. Yes, two. I don't think I didn't notice you watching Inko so much. The stammering denial from Olivia does nothing to wipe the cheeky grin from our teacher's face. What about you, Mr. Ida Khan? I'll be right back. He makes his way back to the door again. Gets to Ida without me. I need to go fetch some things. Before either Olivia or I can speak up, he's left the room. Olivia already has the toolbox open on her lap. Right then. I grab the folded up instructions and lay it out. Seeing the details, the bizarre device fully assembled. Okay, so thunk. Step 1. Hand me the next piece. Oh, did I scare you? Yes, you scared me. These things are heavy. What if you dropped that on something? I didn't though. You could have. And I didn't. Olivia's tail reaches for some brackets. But I grab the limb before she can take them. Hold on. We gotta do things right or the enlarger might not work. Right. She retracts her tail from the table. You're no fun. It's just an oversized lamp. That's a gross oversimplification. You're a gross oversimplification. Ida Khan's gonna make you use one you break. Ida Khan's gonna make you use the one you break. Just means I can sketch more, right? Well, it means you can't participate and learn about photography. Photography is your thing, so it doesn't really apply to me that much, does it? Well, maybe that's the case for you, but photography is my thing. It's the whole reason I took this class after all. Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Olivia politely rests her hands in her lap. Her eyes linger on the box of parts. Well, how does it work then? The print enlarger? She shakes her head. Photography. Like, why the giant lamp thing? It's all digital today, right? Huh? I think that's the first time someone's actually asked me about it. Sure, I've had lots of mid-shower rehearsals explaining my hobbies and their cultural significance to others, but none of that's coming to me right now. It's all about shot composition, and this machine is part of the production of it. Getting the things in the right place, in the right places at the right time to invoke a certain feeling. Composition is a thing in painting, you know. Sorry. Composition is a thing in painting too, you know. I'm ill prepared for Olivia's comeback. Yeah, but it's a lot easier to pick the composition you want. You don't have to worry about any factors other than yourself. For photography, you have to build the set to get a good photo. That's the fun of it. But why would you want to limit yourself like that? Why not just draw whatever you've taken a picture instead? Why not just draw whatever you've taken a picture of instead? You could express all kinds of things you could never express with a photo. Olivia taps a claw on the imager, the metallic ping echoing in the small room. What sets all this junk apart from just lines on a paper? The technique and vision. She smirks at my petulant comment. Fine, I'll show her. I'll prove to you that this takes skill. I hold the lighting proportion up, make sure it's in the right angle, and fasten the last proportion of the enlarger in. I plug the machine in, flip the switch, happy that it works right, and lights up the entire base. Olivia looks at me with confusion as I move to the entrance of the room and flick the light switch, bathing the room in bright red light. Again. Going back to our workspace, I pulled the negatives from my backpack and slot the slide I want into the carrier. And ta-da! The negative carried in place in the machine. A blurry grey blob is projected onto the base. Oh, what? Give me a minute. I hold the manual under the light of the blob, checking which knob is which, and slowly turn them. As the lens and billows shift, the Rorschach test transforms, gaining more definition until it finally becomes a spinning image of the school's front entrance. I can even do this. I take out the negative and place another on top of it before slotting the carrier back in, while also increasing the strength of the light. The image displayed is now the entrance, with a half dozen semi-transparent students in front of it. What did you do? I overlap another shot. The backgrounds are the same and doubled up, so I had to intensify the light, otherwise the entrance would be too dim. So, that would take me a few minutes to do tops. It'll look a lot better too. She smirks, but I think she's feigning her empathy this time. Her tail gives her away. It's a lot more technical, I guess, but I only knew how to do this kind of stuff from Mr. Ayada Khan's lectures about negatives. What else can you do with this thing? I don't know, but what's that oh shit. I pulled out a negative and went at how hot it is. Crap, shit. Olivia is quick to hit the plug on the socket. With my sleeve, I open up the carrier and see that I managed to melt the two negatives together. Oh man, I was going to use that. All that work, and I go and mess it up trying to prove something. Olivia's never going to let me live this down. The green Gator girl lays a sympathetic hand on my shoulder to my surprise. Hey, shit happens. I've ruined a lot of my paintings in the past too, you know. She takes the reels from the warm metal plate and holds them up to the red light, trying to see through them. And you got more shots on this thing. But I like those shots. Then go retake them. It's not that easy. It's like it has to be the exact same time, weather and lighting. The upright darkness coincides with the vague ambient sound of the ventilation shuddering to a halt. The blackness is all encompassing. I can't even see Olivia, who I know is right next to me. Inko? Her voice helps me confirm that we're still alive in some fashion. There's a shakiness in her tone which sends a tense rattle down my spine. Our breathing is the only noise. It's as if being encapsulated in a void of nothingness. I'm still here. I know that. I put my hand down to brace a snout, feeling the still warm metal of the enlarger base. But, yeah, I guess the school lost power. I feel something cover my hand and then squeeze painfully. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry. The pressure lessens, but she doesn't let go of my fingers. No, it's fine. There's a subtle shake in the scaly limb in my hand. But then I brush my thumb across the limb. The limb eases. Hey, stop that. Stop what? Just that. Stop that thing you're doing with your hand. I shrug, and then I want to slap my face when I realize she can't see that. Alright, standing here in the darkness of the dark room isn't getting us anywhere. We should go find Olivia, Inko. Ah! My instincts kick in. I hop back to make some space between us and the killer. I turn my back to them to become a defensive wall. Wrap my arms around Olivia's head to make sure she's 100% protected. Hey, it's me, Mr. Iodakan. It took a bit to find a flashlight, but of how this room is. I looked up to the shining white pterodactyl, pointing the flashlight at his face. Oh. Get off of me! Get off me, you git! Oof. Look, I'm not paying you to get frisky in the closet. That's what Trigham's class is for. We're not Mr. Iodakan holds up a pale hand, his grin widening. Relax, I'm just joking around. He leans against the doorway to get a better look inside the dark room with his flashlight. Power's out for the whole block, and apparently our backup generator is decades old, and is only keeping the AC on. Someone should get fired for that. Come on, we can wait it out in the studio. Olivia follows me into the main classroom as we trail slowly in Mr. Iodakan's wake. The slow sounds of his gait sets a nice contrast to the rain lashing against the windows. Whoa, it's really coming down outside. Think it'll flood? It floods here? Sometimes. The ground floor classrooms used to have carpet, you know. Mr. Iodakan starts pulling something out of his desk, but it's too tucked to see what. Ugh, don't remind me. That junk just sucked away half a year's funding. Do you even try teaching people about watercolors without the frigging watercolors? Was ridiculous. I remember you were the most upset. Alright. He sets some tiny tea lights down on one of the desks, and begins lighting them. The tiny wicks are set alight with the tiniest of embers, providing the bare minimum of illumination for us to see. Won't those trigger the fire alarms? We should be fine. They're too small by themselves. What are those for? Been saving them for a rainy day. We're going to be stuck for a while, so why not make it a camp out? Camping? I like the sound of that. Won't you get in trouble though? It'd be trespassing, right? It's either this or trying to get home in this storm. As if to illuminate his point, the weather decided to chime in. Besides, schools are usually made with sheltering in mind. There's all kinds of procedures for this, like bringing everyone to the gym and breaking out some really moldy cots. Olivia winces. Those haven't been replaced. Our budget's been in the red for years, Miss Halford. Part of why we've been scrutinizing right now. Part of why we're being scrutinized right now with that whole audit business. Anyway, we're the only ones left in campus, so I'm not gonna go through all that trouble. So just relax for now. I've already called a taxi for you both. Taxi? I made the call as soon as the power went out. It's just gonna be a while to get one ready and send it out. What do we do in the meantime? Our teacher has a wicked grin. They're not done with their homework, right? Haha. Oh, I'm kidding. Time and a storm carry on, yet things are surprisingly calm. Olivia pretends to focus on her work while I pretend to help. But soon enough, Mr. Ayadakan starts sharing wild stories about previous semesters. You know, a few years back, someone tried to take his hat right off his head. Let me tell you, I've never seen a shovel fly that fast. That sounds appropriately violent. Either way, Olivia slowly loosens the facade of productivity, and I join her not long after. You know, I still owe you for ruining your one coat last year. Oh, forget about it. I have dozens of those in my closet anyway. You too? The eerie ambience from the blackout is quickly overridden by our combined laughter. Eventually, we run out of things to say and just wait quietly in each other's company. Mr. Ayadakan slumps downwards in his chair. Whew. Long day today. Glance out the window, still being assaulted by the sheets of rainwater outside. Normally I'd be home right now. Normally I'm home by now, resting. Would you mind if I might relax a little here? No, go ahead. Thanks. Fred is behind him, cracking his spine against the groove of the chair. Oliver, I've been meaning to say, You're usually so quiet, reserved, isolated even. I've noticed you've been more friendly recently. Huh? You think so? You've been in my classes all 4 years. Of course I would. Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but it hurts me to see a student hurt themselves like that. When you are in the adult world, you'll see this all the time. Once someone is in a rut, they'll tend to stay there until their days blend together instead of lifting themselves up. Like they got all the time in the world. So I'm proud of you for making an effort, Olivia. Oh, Mr. Ayadakan, don't be flustered. Be proud, Olivia. You managed to form a friendship. Of course, I appreciate you extending an olive branch too, Ingo. Me? It's no problem, Mr. Ayadakan. Come on, school hours are over. You can drop the mister. I mean, it's not something to be thanking me for, is it? I'm just a friend. That is great to hear, though. You can't always navigate this world alone. Someone to keep company can really help. He can. More than you can imagine. Mr. Ayadakan leans forward to place a hand over both of ours. He just barely makes contact with Olivia's wrist when he winces and yanks it back. Shit. Olivia? Are you alright? Oh, I'm fine. That just hurt. I'm fine before. I was fine before, though. You've been trying to stay off that wrist all day. Was it that bad? I was feeling better. I've been helping build those doohickeys. The print enlargers? It covers his eyes with one hand. Of course. Great move. Students have been overworking themselves, and I think to give extra physical work. What am I doing? It wasn't your fault. I didn't want you to worry. I had no idea how bad it was. He leans forward again, gently holding Olivia's wrist, inspecting it and being careful not to cause any pain. You need to take care of yourself, Olivia. If something were to happen, I know you'd be completely beside yourself. I know you were doing extra work, but how did it even get this bad? It was a lot of extra work. Doing a whole group assignments on top of my own for the last 3 weeks, basically all my free time. It's great practice. At least that's what I was telling myself. Olivia does her best to hide her wincing as the teacher tests her arm. I thought I would never made it to graduation. I would have never made it to graduation. All because of that painting you switched? He shakes his head and lets go of Olivia. No, it goes further than that. That painting was all because of the pain you've been going through all these years. All because of that first contest entry hanging in the gala. Your first venture into the art world, and it went how it did. Olivia looks down at her hand, stretching the fingers out and in, slowly, carefully. My hand moves without a thought, fingers taking her hand carefully to help in some way or another. You and that painting. Our teacher palms his face and groans into it. It's a geniusly good piece, Olivia. I've told you that so many times. She locks up, but manages a small nod. What a horrible chain of events. I had to witness it all these years. Watch as it's taken your friends, your self-worth, that little smile you've had when you first came into my class, and now it's ruining your health. He gently lets go and covers his own eyes again. And I really just sat here and watched it. I was talking about how people act like they have more time than they have. Mr. Ayada-kan? You're right. I'm super. More than okay. In fact, I made my mind about something. You. Take it to the gala, please. There's something I want you two to see. You. No words. Just do it, please. I nod. What are you going to show us? He stops at the door. Something you should have seen a long time ago. My shoes slosh noisily through the flooded hallway as we slowly head back to the main building of the school. Olivia herself had used her arms to tuck up her legs onto a seat, and her head now resting on her knees. Mr. Ayada-kan didn't seem to care, each of his steps splashing water around and soaking his slacks. The drains in the floor are working overtime to keep the water at a minimal level. An unsettling feeling washes over me as we enter the auditorium, the interior of the school pitch black from the lack of lighting. At least we aren't dealing with wet floors, but navigating the halls in the dark is a new difficulty. Olivia brought out her phone, using its flash as a light to shine our way, but I'm still unnerved. The only sound I hear is the squelching of my shoes and the awkward dripping from both Olivia and I. And then I realized that Ayada-kan has left us behind. Mr. Ayadakan? Her voice bounces down the dark halls of the school. Did you see where he went? Kinda. I think he went that way. I can just make out Olivia's hand pointing, thanks to her phone, towards school's offices. I keep pushing Olivia through, taking my time as I feel my shoes, threatening to slip with each step I take. It's slow going between the eerie darkness and my slow steps. What should have taken us a minute at most takes about 3 minutes for us to arrive at the gala. Well, we are here. The storm rages against the glass ceiling. What's normally the source of the hall's natural lighting is completely obscured by the typhoon, and there's no sign of Ayadakan. I withdraw my phone and turn on its flashlight on too, in hopes to improve the situation. I can hear something else, aside from us and rain. Something that's getting closer. A tiny red light in the distance there, with the sound. The tiny ember bounces and sways in rhythm with the odd tapping, until... what? Wait, what? Why is he holding an axe? I'm frozen for a second. The force, its way through me. He wouldn't even hurt us. Mr. Ayadakan, what are you doing? Something is kicked aside. It's Olivia's painting from the art contest a few weeks back. It smacks loudly against the glass case of the display case. The glass casing of the display case. These are the ones, yeah. What? I'm ignored. Ayadakan staring right at Olivia. She's also struck fearful, but she nods. Ayadakan takes a deep breath and faces the display. What are you gonna do with that? Hey, Ayadakan, wait. This is a bit extreme, isn't it? He's destroying the painting? Oh, wait. Huh? Okay. Yeesh. Olivia. It's gone. Both of them. This should have done long ago. This should have been done long ago. Yeah. Ayadakan, it's crazy. I know. What about the other things in the case? Who fucking cares? Those students graduated ages ago. You know how many more still do art? None. They're all if they're collateral, so someone else can, fine by me. But Olivia, you got no other big paintings now, do you? She shakes her head. That's a shame. Look what I just did. I can make another. Yes. That's what I want to hear. You make me so proud to hear that. Do you remember? In sophomore year, when you challenged me to think of something I'd want to do and set a goal to do it. Of course. I couldn't think of anything back then. But there has been one thing I've been wanting to do for a while now. Like you said, some company could really help. Olivia grasps my hand just a little tighter. promise not to laugh. Never. Would you mind asking me again, Mr. Ayada-kan? Sure. I believe it was... If you could leave right now and do anything you wanted, what would you want to do? Anything at all? Yep. I want to go see a fountain. And paint it for you. Fucking brilliant. There's a fountain here. There's a park not too far from here. You can barely see a fountain in the center of it from the window. You can't bring it right now in the storm. You can't see it right now in the storm, but I want to go there. I think I know of it. The one in Stig Equestrian Park. That's wonderful, Olivia. Ayada-kan stumbles a bit. I rush to give him a shoulder, some shards of glass crunching under my feet. Good. Huh. Good things the power's out. No cameras up or anything. Won't you get in trouble for this? I'm always in trouble for something. And ordinarily, I just take the hit. Especially for something like this. That mere chick could take the fall to help her. Olivia manages another small smile. I'm going to look forward to that painting. You better get it to me. I will. And you better help. Of course. Mr. Ayada-kan motions for us to wait by the school's entrance. For a second we sit there. Do you have one, Mr. Ayada-kan? Do you have something you want to do? I'm already doing it. No, really. Really? Teaching high school was a great job that nobody regrets. You should pose that question to Inko there. All of his character development, and he's barely said a word. Alright, Inko, what about you? What do I want to do, huh? If I could pick anything, I guess... I want to find true love. A more ambitious dream I can get behind it. It's a bit unimaginative. That's just hate talker. That's just hater talk. You probably should start looking more into the how and not the what. Like you would know, I'm totally doing it. I can totally do it. Psh, sure thing, Mr. Successful. Your blog doesn't even have 10 followers. You looked me up? Yeah, I got bored. You could at least follow me if you're gonna cyberstalk me. I'll follow you when you make a good content. Also, your interpretation of Godzilla you copied from a video essay sucks. And you should feel bad. I copied Mr. Ayada-kan's motion with the axe and karate chopped Lisa's leg. I didn't feel that, jackass. Well, I guess some banter is a form of motivation as well. Sounds like you have quite the promise to uphold now, Inko. Boo. Even when the diss has been thrown around, what stood out most was the wild grin on Olivia's face. Between the statico of rain and the uproarious laughter, time seemed non-existent. I could feel the muscles of my face ache, brought on by bouts of laughter and grinning, which made the taxi's arrival so disappointing. As we are escorted out of the parking lot, our mirth was replaced with something more calm, comfortable, and easy quiet. But I let my thoughts wander. Back to the things that we said to each other. Back to what our tarot teacher had said. Navigating the world alone. For all the time I spent around Olivia and her friends. It never really occurred to me that she'd been harboring something like loneliness. I mean, Damien alone is like a wild crowd composed of a single madman. And Liz, she's practically the group's nanny or something. The driver of the yellow van leans into his horn, and I can feel a baleful leer on me through the haze of fog and raindrops. Olivia draws a hood up, and I hold my jacket above my head. At the final look of Mr. Ida, we thank him. No need for thanks. Seeing my students grow and prosper into adulthood is all the reward this old fossil needs. With a wave, he sends us off into the rain, to the irate taximan's van that yells at us about his burning gas. While Olivia works to get herself situated into the cab, I turn back. Mr. Idakan is sagging, mirandering back into the building. Oi, hurry up. Right. It's been about a week since the typhoon. The days after were surreal, with how things just realigned with the old schedule. Mr. Idakan was serious when he told Olivia to keep off her wrist. He effectively banned her from painting until it got better. Meaning all week I've been doing our work as a group. It was exhausting. But today I'm pretty excited. For the first time, Olivia is actually joining me on the metro. We're headed for the city. It's going to be a bit of a trip. For the last several nights, Olivia has been using my inbox to store sketching ideas while her wrist heals. On Thursday, she even attempted to send a few left-handed sketches, but gave up after the third and fourth malformed rat. Then Liz sent a game-changing invitation for our group chat. Her uncle has some business in the city, and he told her she can do something with the time since it's her car. So she's invited the rest of us to join her for lunch at a fancy place. It's got us pretty thrilled. It got me pretty thrilled. Olivia understood the order to stay off her hand, but it doesn't make her less manic about wanting to get back into painting. Why did you agree if you don't want to go? Well, our trip to the city won't suck so bad if you were there. Even if I really want to start that painting. You're almost done healing. It won't be much longer. I know it. But Ida Khan said you should at least wait for Monday. Yeah, that too. Besides, I don't want to be around Damien while he's... Poor guy looked positively miserable when I picked up Olivia. He was pale and shaking, and the floor between his feet was left bubbling after a practically powerful sneeze. Has it ever been that bad? It happens like once a year. It's one reason we don't share a room. One moment he's fine, the next he's inebriated. He's inebriated. This car is weird. You ride this every day? Yep, this is even my seat. Right next to the folding accessibility seat. What? Did you start accounting for me before we even met? Maybe I did. She mouths something and rolls her eyes, but has a clear smile after she goes back to watching the passing buildings. Compared to a car ride together, this felt a little more intimate, even if there are more people in close proximity. Even if there are more people in close proximity, none of them paid us any mind. Just Olivia and I. Several stations later, the metro grinds to a halt at our stop. Alright, you ready? Yeah. Olivia shoots my hand away when I go to help her out of the metro. We step out into the chilled air of the city. I'm already getting goosebumps. That cold front is making itself known. We should find Liz quickly, before Olivia starts shivering. Are you seeing a long green neck anywhere? A big green neck. Are you seeing a long, big green neck anywhere? None of that I know of. Great. That sounds awesome. We were looking around through the alleyways into the closest shop. Hey, she's in the bathroom. We just wait around, but I don't want to make Olivia wait out in the cold. Did we go to the wrong stop? Let's text her already. Crap, right, I'm dumb. Hey, where'd you go? A moment later, her head ropes out of the door of a nearby coffee shop, followed by the rest of her. Hey Liz! Hey, Inko! Glad you guys could make it. Yeah, just got confused. Didn't know you'd be in the coffee there. Really? I've been there the whole time. I messaged Damien. I went into to escape the cold and... Where's Damien? Oh man, he got nasty sick right before we left. He couldn't make it. But, is he fine? He'll be fine, I think. Okay, alright. Well, that just throws a wrench into all my plans now, doesn't it? But you can still have fun without him, right? Yeah, I know, it's just, well, I was hoping between the four of us, it'll be like a double date. I knew it. Huh? Yeah, Damien and me, you and Inko, all together for a fancy lunch. Oh, Liz, Olivia and I aren't. Oh, I'm sorry, I just assumed. Boy, this is embarrassing. Whole day seems like everything's going wrong for me. It's fine. Yeah, we can still have a good time. I'm still having lunch with friends. And I'm sure you guys will love it too. Come on. Liz leads us through the streets, pointing out our destination when it comes to view through the towering skyscrapers. The building is more akin to a narrow spike aimed skyward, and a large disc-like room built near the tip. And see that space near the top? It's the restaurant. They built it in a way that the whole thing slowly rotates, so your view changes while you eat. Hey, I got that. Hey, in WA, we got a restaurant like that does the exact same thing. It's pretty neat. I've been there. It's pricey, but it's pretty nice how she describes it. I mean, it rotates. I mean, it's a very slow rotation on the restaurant. It's like, you barely notice it when it rotates. When you look out, you do eventually see like different buildings. You can see the whole city, the ocean, even the mountains. Whoa. I've gone here with my parents all the time as a kid. I always daydreamed about bringing friends and important guests there and, well, you know, business type stuff. This will be my first time on my own. Well, you know, yeah. You'll see, there's even what, hold up. We lost Olivia. We turn around to check out a red Gator friend who's a bit further behind and grimacing. She comes slowly rolling in, fighting to hide the winces every time she pulls herself. Oh, sorry. She's fine. You sure you don't want help? I can manage on my own, please. Alright, wanna lead the way? Alright. It's that Space Needle looking place, right? She rolls ahead. Liz and I follow behind, continuing our conversation. Oh yeah, because one of her hands are sore, so she can't roll as fast as she normally does. The restaurant is an impressive spire with an actual seating around 30 floors or up or so. After Liz verifies her reservation, we're let into the special elevator with a glass front. After a minute or so of rising above the city, we stop and the doors slide open to reveal the restaurant. Oh yeah, the restaurant I've been to is just like this. It's pretty neat how it works. It's a circular room with a seat by the windows, and an inner ring for bars and kitchen making up the center. Yeah, the design is just like the restaurant where I live back in Western Australia. Definitely a careful, crowded place. I wondered if it'd be the kind of place my parents would bring me to. A waitress greets us and leads us to a table by the windows. One of the seats closest to the window is moved so Olivia's wheelchair can fit by the table. She approaches the space and stops. She's looking down out the window. Can we switch seats? Afraid of heights. Shut. Alright. I oblige shifting the seat over so she sits aside by the aisle. Quite a view, huh? I can see why it makes you squeamish, Olivia. Heights also scare the living daylights out of me. What? Are you afraid of heights, Liz? Well, yeah. Isn't everyone? What? That doesn't make any goddamn sense, Liz. Your head hangs 3 stories above your shoulders. And heights scare you? Look, acrophobia is an irrational fear of heights, okay? Look, acrophobia is the irrational fear of heights, okay? So of course it doesn't make sense, but still. Whatever, heights suck. We agree on that at least. So what do you think? It's very nice. I can see why you want to come here. Yeah, as we see here, this is a revolving restaurant that very slowly rotates. So you see a different view whenever you look out the window. I can see why you want to come here. Liz nods. My family usually comes here once a year. Uncle Ferris has to remember to bring along a letter from the owner saying he's fine to let in. That he won't bring the whole tower down. Heh. What the hell is brisk? Olivia's looking into menus. Right. Well, we're here to eat. Lobster brisk. It's a lobster tail in a creamy kind of soup. Why not call it lobster soup? Brisk is a stupid word. I look down at the menu myself. There's all your small standard options between pasta, sandwiches, cuts of meat, some weird novelty things. But I actually like trying those. Guess I'll have... entire leg of cow. Carnivore section. Same ease of Olivia. You sure? With onion rings. If you want it, I'm buying. They serve breakfast all day too. I'm going with the pancake platter. Olivia waves a waitress over, and we give our orders. Nostalgia pick? You got me. It takes me way back. She stares out the window. I look at the horizon as well. The view has shifted a bit to show the mountains. We all look out for a while. Maybe a little too long. Ordinary, this be around the time Damien would say something that kept the conversation going. Alright, he's usually the one bringing us all together. Yeah, it's strange to think about, but Liz and Olivia aren't really more than acquaintances. But during the lunch, it's Damien that always makes sure everyone else is included in the conversation. Nothing comes to mind. I don't think I'd make a good Damien. One more, please. I ring Damien up in the hallway. He's sick, yes, but hopefully he'll have something for me to use. If he picks up, please. Hello? Vinny, I want to talk to Damien. Nah, he's out right now. Mom's with him in the backyard. He's puking his guts out into a bucket. Why? Pest control guy buys it from us for $50. What? Gross. What do you want him for? I can tell him when he comes back in. Oh, why not? Oh, why not? I want to know how he always kept our friends. I want to know how he always kept our friends group so lively. Like, I was considering small talk, just bringing up movies or something. Ew, no, movies suck. Nobody actually likes them. What? I'm playing Fortnite. I'll turn it down so you can hear me. I heard what he said. It was just dumb. Was it? Yeah. There's a pause for a moment. Movies always sucked. While they started in black and white and without sound, they never really got any better. Even when they peaked in the 70s, they only barely became watchable. Have you ever watched The Godfather? That made me watch that stuff and it just sucked. No, you probably just didn't get it. That explained the whole plot to me, ins and outs. And it all really was just mid-trash. Man, this kid's gonna be upsetting so many Godfather fans, I know. That made me won awards. You can't just call it trash. Yeah, I can. Movies just are a trash genre of content. Even the best ones are usually just polished turds that waste your time. Okay then, what's a good movie? Ever heard Mr. Beast about how Storytime animations? What Storytime animations? Oh yeah, because he's... Oh, so the shirt. Okay, I get it. Like, I notice it now. I think it's actually based on the Mr. Beast logo. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm not. The popular content on Snoots provides more value for your time than the classics that all people fawn over, and it still sucks. Those aren't even movies. They move, and I watch them. Not my point, you troglodyte. As if you could really think of comparing that slot to the likes of Star Wars, The Godfather, Blade Runner 2049. Movies are just one massive pile of doo-doo fart. Even can call it sometimes, make it something mediocre. These are billion-dollar franchises. Millions of people would disagree with this deranged nonsense. Doo-doo fart. Oh, get you little... Listen, you chump. Next time I'll see you, I'm gonna wring your little neck with, like a wash rag. What? Who is this? Shit. Calm down, calm down. Kill him later. Nuts. I didn't get the advice. I sulked back to my seat and slumped down, catch my breath. Whoa, you're right. Your eye's twitching. Don't think I'd be ever more angry in my life. What happened? Don't want to talk about it. I rubbed the tension on my face. Fine, I can be a good Damien all by myself. So Liz, yeah? You mentioned when we first met you wanted to be an art dealer, getting the right people with the right paintings, right? How's that going? Oh yeah, it's going great. I got accepted to Marshland U, actually. Oh snap. Yeah, I finally got everything all worked out for myself. I'm gonna hit the ground running once I graduate. That's pretty cool. I'm still figuring out things. You too, right, Olivia? I only got short-term goals right now. But I'm interested in what Olivia was talking about. Right, I'm sure it won't be a problem for Olivia to replace a stolen painting. But that was annoying. But what was annoying was having to contact the Treasury and administration about the broken cabinet. I mean, what even happened? Whoever did it, I wish I could have dealt with Miss Scalar's neuronic tantrum the way I did. We're still finding glass shards all over the floor, and I get screamed at as if I'm the one responsible for it. Scalar needs to put the coffee mug down sometimes. Jeez. It's not a problem anymore. We already ordered a new display. It should be installed next month. Oh, I got off track. What were we talking about again? The art dealing thing? I'm actually interested. Oh well, the plan is to be able to open my own business. I'll start online and work my way up to a physical location. Uncle Ferris told me he's willing to help me figure out the legal part. Out. I've already gotten a few connections, some people that might be interested in being involved that run some pretty decent prices. For me, I mean. I'll be selling my own works too. I've got even better at painting since the start of the year. Have you noticed? I think you have, yeah. Although, since I'm no artist, I'll admit some of the details are probably lost on me. Olivia nods. Maybe I'll buy one sometime. You'll give me a discount, right? Maybe. Olivia, have you painted anything good recently? No. Oh, sorry. It's fine. Well, I got one I really wanted to do. Why don't you? Because I got dragged here instead. Dang it, Olivia. I mean, not that I'm mad. Olivia looks like she wants to say something. The thought dies on her tongue. Yeah. The conversation and the tension thankfully gets interrupted as our food arrives. The social media influencer in me itches to take a photo of each plate, especially of how good the presentation is. Dang, I should have brought my camera along with me. Wait, I have my phone. Say, Olivia. I turned just in time to see her clamp her jaw on the chunk of meat, tearing it right off the bone. Huh? Never mind. How's it taste? She takes a moment to chew her food before sending it down the hatch, then smiling as she gives me a greasy thumbs up. Liz chuckles from Olivia's good review as she lowers her head to get the first bite of the pancakes. Given that neck is making movements equivalent to doing the happy dance, I'm guessing that the pancakes are good here. My view had changed again, and I now having noticed, I could almost feel the slow rotation of the room. I saved my onion rings while watching Valcaldura's bluffs pan right by us, taking in the amazing view. My thought reaches out for my camera, already calculating the restaurant's rotation, the proper setting to capture the full 360 panorama I could achieve. And a separate section of my mind recalls the other panoramic of the city I saw. The one that is now nothing more but shredded debris. Say, Liz. The Brachiosaurus takes a moment to respond as she attempts to cram her snout into the glass of water. Stupid glass. No straw. Yeah. So you mentioned all about wanting to be an art dealer and be part of the system. and be a part of that system. I guess it could work. I guess it could be cool if we work together. Come again? I don't know. Just seems like a decent idea. No, I get you. Now it's Liz's turn to pour some food. Sit upright, carefully tap the napkin on her closed lips. Maybe. But I don't think you'd want to do that, honestly. No, that'll be cool. I like that. Oh. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, I'm trying to get this whole thing off the ground on my own. I thought I was help right. Like how you feel about your art stuff. That's different. The point is, it's important for me that my start is as self-sustaining as possible. But you said you had connections, and your uncle. Yeah, family is such. Not. Olivia raises that iconic eyebrow. Friends, or is it just me? Olivia, don't even start to make a scene. Have to do something. Olivia, Liz, come on, guys. Can we finish lunch first? How am I making a scene, Liz? I'm just curious about your life for once. Well, not like this then. I'd rather you go back to give me the silent treatment. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? What's your deal? Damien and Inko want us to be friends. And here, I'm actually trying, and what? Am I not worthy enough for your stuck up? Ugh! You didn't want to be my friend before. Or Damien's for years. It just sounds a bit like you want to be friends now because you can get something out of it. I want to be friends. Just not like that. I thought things would finally start. Oh, my throat. I thought things would finally start getting good. Olivia, there's a lot of people less fortunate than you. You had the support of your friends. All the offers. You can't blame me if you just ignore both. Liz, let me finish, please. I'm not mad. I envy you. I admit it. Anyone would. Effortlessly getting that attention and help. I hate it. I know, and I know it's wrong. But that's what I've been thinking for a while. I see all these things you have available to you for all these years, and you could just take them for granted. And I just think it's a wasteful way to live. Sorry, look, I appreciate you guys. After telling me to my face how you'd rather be elsewhere and not here while eating at my expense. You know what, Olivia? This is the most nice I can do for you for the moment. Because you really don't deserve anything else. Liz! Liv claps her hand over her mouth. Olivia doesn't respond. She looks down at her plate. I'm gonna use the bathroom. She pushes herself away from the table and through the aisle. Oh no. I'm sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to snap. It's alright. Once Olivia gets back, you can apologize. No, I don't think I can. After everything, I deserve that much. I think I deserve that much. Good God. The brief was just to get these two talking and have a good time. And it's like a grenade was thrown into the table. Wow, I'm a terrible fucking Damon, let me tell you. Liz, yeah. Why didn't it work? Why didn't what work? You know, I know you two aren't the greatest. I know you two aren't on the greatest terms, so I tried to keep conversation going. So I wouldn't get awkward and nobody would be left out, like Damien does. I feel like this is somehow my fault, but how? I did everything I was supposed to do. I don't think you did anything wrong. Why could this never happen around Damien? Good question. I don't know. Olivia picks at a plate, popping the yolk on her over easy egg. She's probably not in the mood if I push any further, and I said anything I want to say right now. I believe it wouldn't like me prodding right now either. There's no options. I try to think of something to do, but nothing. I can't think of anything to do at all. I can't think of doing anything at all. Not without making someone uncomfortable, or worse, getting it mad at me. I would have never anticipated something like this happening. It's frustrating. I can't do anything. I can't do nothing, obviously. Not if I smooth things over. Right now, Olivia's in the bathroom. She's actually just fooling around the whole way. But the point is two are separated. I could work something out. Sure, I keep trying then. I don't want to make anyone comfortable. I think I'd rather you didn't. I'll go see Olivia. A heavy breath escapes me as I stand from my chair. If you'll excuse me, Liz. Her head tilts comically forward further than needed in question. I just want to check on Olivia. Oh. She waves me off as I turn away. Making my way through the restaurant, a part of me marvels at how I don't even feel the room spinning. Kind of makes me dizzy, honestly. But it's just a mental, busy work to distract myself. After all, I have no idea what I'm going to say to Olivia. Hey, I should ask her how she is. Should I ask her how she is? Inko? Well, I'm on the spot now. Hey, just came to see what you were doing. I thought I had more to think about things, but instead of being by the restrooms, Olivia was. Why are you here by the bar? I wanted to see if I can give me mimosa. Can give me a mimosa? What? Mimosa. You know, like OJ and champagne. Olivia, you can't drink. Says you. She takes a long sip from a glass flute filled with orange liquid. I make to slap her out of her hand, but her tail stops me. I'm joking, jeez. It's like you, Inko, a virgin. She grins at my scowl and continues sipping on her drink. Want some? She holds out the glass to me with a smug smile of hers. Taking the flute, I can clearly see where her lips had touched it. Olivia looks to be leaning forward as I stare at the glass, ignoring the heat in my cheeks. I tip the glass above me, carefully pouring some of the liquid into my mouth. Oh. This is just juice and ginger ale, Olivia. Handing the glass back to her for the split second, I thought I saw some disappointment in her eyes. Maybe I'm just seeing things now. With a shake in my head, I refocus. I came to check on Olivia and fix things between her and Liz. You okay, Olivia? Yeah, totally. Why wouldn't I be? Her eyes are wide open and yet not looking my way. Well, because of what Liz said. Oh, she sags in a chair. Olivia. No, yeah, that was. Fingers circles the lip of her glass as she thinks. I'm not hurt, just frustrated. She looks at the glass one final time and then downs the last quarter of it in a single swallow. Afterwards, Olivia sets it on the bar, on top of a couple of crumpled dollar bills. I mean, Liz doesn't get it, Inko. Maybe if she walked a mile in my shoes, she would, but I hate to see you guys go at it like that. Yeah, maybe it's been a long time coming for me, who cares? A long time coming. I know she's been frustrated for a while, probably been holding that in. Doesn't mean I want to hear it though. Over time I've known her, she's just been so far ahead of me. You heard her yap about how her art's getting better, how many connections she has, and how we'll get her $1 billion or whatever. I'm the better artist, but I don't even know how to start getting my crap together like that. I look at that chasm between us and it fills me with dread. It's just jealousy, I know it. It's been getting worse every time she mentions getting further in her life, while I can't even convince myself to try. It's actually different getting her upset at me. Over this specifically, I just mentioned being someone she'd consider a real acquaintance, and she blows up like that. Wanna talk about it? No. You sure? Is that what you wanted to see me about? Partially, the other part is that I'm a bit confused. I wasn't expecting things to go the way they did. So I came to see you, to ask for help to make things right. Well, I'm not apologizing if that's what you mean. Ask Olivia for help, how she does know how to deal with avoiding upsetting others. No, that's not it. Rub my scalp to help my thoughts flow. I just let my words come out unfiltered. I'm serious here, Olivia. I need some help. I have her full attention now, and my words just keep coming. I feel like I did everything right, but I went wrong. You and Liz got into an argument, and I thought it wasn't heated. You got hurt. That scares me. For a brief moment, Olivia's grey eyes widened in surprise. I have a few ideas on what to do, but nothing that wouldn't make someone upset. Or worse, get them mad at me. Why would you care about opinions so much? Why do you care about opinions so much? Because you're my friends. I want us all to get along and enjoy the lunch we got invited to. But I don't know how to fix it. The only thing I can think of will probably make you guys upset with me. So that's why I'm asking you. Me. You are self-reliant. You're strong in your stance to never accept help on account of your condition. For the longest time that confused me. Well, it still does, but you do it. It confuses you? Well, it's like others are willing to give, and giving feels good. But when you deny it, it's like telling them those thoughts don't matter. One way to put it, that's the part I don't get. Even though everyone stands to gain something, for the sake of your goals, you don't accept. You take the hard road. Saying it out loud. I like it. I'm willing to give it a shot, but I don't know how. What do you do when there's no good option? Wow. Well, thanks, I guess. I'll put it this way. I'd make an alcoholic happy to give him alcohol, even though it hurts him. But sending him to rehab, that's painful. It's not a happy journey to make, but it's good for him. Absolutely, that's my point. Don't worry about making others comfortable and happy if something needs to get done. In my case, it means ignoring the help because my own goals need. In my case, that means ignoring the help because my own goals need to be done. If it makes someone uncomfortable, then it's their problem, not mine. when something needs doing, you just gotta do it. When no option seems like it'll make people happy, well, you do what you can. You do what you can. That makes sense. I'm making it up as I go along. I think so, yeah. If it's alright, you'll get the support you need. After all, I got you. And even if you don't, standing alone for your standards is cool. You'd be trying, and that's what matters. Yeah. Thanks, Olivia. Hey, you're welcome. Saying all that out loud is helping me understand a few things too. You ready to head back? I have an idea how to smooth everything over. Sure. I'm curious what you have in mind. Even if you think I won't like it. I started to head back to the table. Olivia follows close behind me. Hey, you guys are back. Everything good? All cooled off? Yeah, everything's great. I want to give my 2 cents. Try to resolve everything. Both of you are wrong. Take a deep breath. I don't really want to have to do this. Olivia watches carefully. She talked me through this. I can do it. She won't stop being my friend over this. Get over yourself, Inko. Just say what needs to be said. I think you're both acting silly. Really? Both of us? I didn't know that trying to get you guys conversing would make these sour feelings come up. And that was my mistake. My bad. But it's just ridiculous. Liz, I get Olivia was shut in and didn't open up to you back then. But that's clearly not the case anymore, is it? That was a question. No, I guess not. Then what use is holding a grudge? Accomplishing your goals on your own is fine. That's your prerogative. But when you say Olivia is just treating you differently because she has something to gain, you know that's not right. And Olivia, I hate to say this, but you have been pretty thoughtless here as well. Olivia is trying to do something nice for us, and hey, we all get to have a nice dinner in this crazy place. But when you say you'd rather be at home painting, it's not just insulting Liz. It tells me you'd rather not be here with me as well. I love how much you open up to us, Olivia. What seems to me is both of you just refuse to see eye to eye. Too much pride going on. The sooner we start trying to get each other to act the way we think they should, the better. And I thank you for your advice. I hope you won't be mad at me for saying this. Just please be a little more considerate. That's it. So again, sorry if I went too far. You are right. That's a little eloquent for such a little argument. Well, it was bothering me. And it could have turned into something more given time. Alright, that's fair. I appreciate the effort. That's what you had in mind when you asked for advice? Yeah. I figured it'd be something a lot worse. Like the rest of the century been holding in against us. But if that's it, that's also decent. You're usually pretty thoughtful, so I guess I can see how that was a lot for you. We're nearly adults. It's not going to bother us. At least it shouldn't. So, you good? Yeah. Thanks, Inko. Thanks. That went much better than expected. After things settled down, we finished our meals. Well, Olivia finished our meals. Lid had noticed at first when one of her whole pancakes simply vanished, and I thought my onion ring pile was looking small about a minute. Looking Olivia's way, she simply waved at us with the most bizarre concoction of onion rings, flapjacks, and syrup and beef on a plate. What? I'll make you guys better food than this later. The theft of our food stopped shortly after that, and though the proportions had diminished, we were all thoroughly satisfied with the meal. I offered to pay, or at least pitch in with the check, but Liz refused. She insisted since it was her idea to begin with. But I always figured it was the man's place to pay for a date, and this was a date, kinda. Neither of our hands lifted from the tiny leather booklet, and I don't know how long we spent playing tug of war over it. Olivia at least found it amusing, even recorded us stare down on her phone. But victory was mine, and I managed to palm my credit card to the waitress before Liz could give back her bill booklet. With that, all that was left was for us to make. With that done, all that was left for us here was making the most of the view. Olivia led the way to the observation deck on the floor beneath the restaurant, and she immediately regretted it, as the blast of cold air even had me shiver a bit. The altitude plus the late fall weather meant the deck was mostly clear of guests, but the view was easily worth the cold, as I made the mental note to come back here one day with my DSLR. We're slowly moving to the rail so we can fully take in the skyline from the bluffs and out towards the ocean along the city skyscrapers that were dwarfed by the spire. As I can scan it over, I double down on the mental note, because seeing Olivia silhouetted by the beautiful view is... Bruh, I don't get how you two can stand this temperature. Lid doesn't look cold, but all she's doing is rubbing her arms in a theatrical manner. I'm gonna be by the elevator, guys, okay? Her head moves next to Olivia, and there she hushes whispers shared between them. Liz's body finally turns and leaves, her head following shortly after her beaming smile. Olivia? Don't ask. Her eyes remain on the horizon. Maybe it's a little cold though. But Olivia's face is slowly turning red. Something's up. Well, her eyes trail down and her hands raise up until carefully examining her wrists. I watch as she tests her hands, wincing occasionally as she slowly flexes and rotates her hands. About the painting. Not until you're better. I know, I've been thinking about it. I'm going to be way out of practice when I'm all better. So you're going to practice? She smiles, she turns to me, probably excited about the prospect of starting work on that soon. Yes, I have the mental image for it in my head, mind, and everything. Her smile lessens though, and her tone becomes uneasy. I just want to make it perfect. I have the mental image, but I don't have the skill. Plus, between the carpet tunnel and the rushing out all those pieces from Mia, I think I understand what she's been getting at, but her smile is back again. Once I can paint again, I need time for practice. I want to show Mr. Ayada Khan the greatest piece I can create. Do you need everything? Do you need anything? My words cut my thoughts off. No, I have all the paint and... No, I mean, do you need any help with your practice? Face glows red again. Maybe. Well, I don't know how much help I can be, but with my complete lack of painting talent. But otherwise, yeah, I'll do whatever I can for you, Olivia. I promise. I cement it with a smile and a thumbs up. Thanks. I think we only stood out the viewing deck for a few more minutes. After a particularly cold draft had swept over us, Olivia figured she had enough of the chilly air here. We made our way back inside the elevator station, where Liz was standing idly. She and Olivia looked at each other for a moment. The two held their stared lock on each other for half a minute before Olivia looked to the side. So, what else is there to do here? A lot, evidently. As we got back to terra firma, Liz had taken it upon herself to walk us around the entire block. The whole area was like a miniature theme park, with a lot of street vendors selling tourist trap gifts. We spent the rest of our day just wandering around the city park here, enjoying the late full day to the best we could. Eventually, the sun as sank below the horizon, Mr. Ferris found us. I had forgotten that we had come here in the first place because of our business meeting of his. Liz and him waved us goodbye as they broke away and headed for the parking lot, while I pushed away a very tired Gator girl to the metro station. I don't think she minded much, honestly, as she clutched her tail to her chest and used it as a makeshift pillow. She looks so sweet like that, as the perfect background for my phone. She must never learn of this, because I don't think I'd survive. But it'll be worth it. After going home that night, Olivia texted me all night and well into the morning. We ended up talking about all sorts of things. Mia, our art, various shows, just about everything. Never seen her that excited before. For someone with sore hands, she sure types fast. And for someone that doesn't much like talking at all, she sure types a lot. I certainly can't keep up. When she didn't want to talk, she sent more doodles and sketches. Sleep wasn't really an option on my end either, and Guts' doodle ventures were quite entertaining to read. Since then, we've been texting more every night. Not as much, but I did need my sleep. I'm gonna continue this another time, because holy crap, we've been going for a while. Well, have a good night everyone. I'm gonna go